Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone is taking a moment out on this Memorial Day to thank the soldiers who gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we could have the freedom and liberty and life we have today. And I would include the frontline workers who died this year of the COVID virus. I would not be Planetary Defense Commander today if it wasn't for the great men and women of our armed forces who help keep it together. And I thank the fallen with all my soul and from the bottom of my heart. Till Valhalla. Honestly, I'd plan to take the day off today just because my personal energy is bad. I'm still in a bad mood. But that's not how Planetary Defense Commander work. I gotta give credit to Bobby Storm. She's awesome all the time. But last night, she sussed out some disturbance in the force beginning to happen here. Earth null has changed a lot since this morning, and she noticed the two bumps in the Caribbean and the tropical areas. And Dada Boo has noted that right out of the box, the area of development that could pop over here and then turn into a Gulf hurricane is set at 40%. Currently, the models have it going straight west for the first time. But as Bobby Storm was so keen to detect last night, we have an area to watch in Florida. 20% chance of development in the next 48 hours, 20% chance of development in the next 5 days. But definitely, it looks like the Gulf and the Caribbean are hot to trot to pump up and put out some pretty nasty hurricanes or depressions or subtropical storms, whatever you want to call them. Models are all over the place. I still think there is major potential for a huge tropical storm around June 7th, and the models continue to show whether or not it spins it up into one area that the tropics are going to be having a ton of rain, water vapor, and moisture over the next week or two. We're definitely we're going into flooding season. And the Florida Wave Master agrees that the models are showing deep tropical rains and an overabundance of moisture. Now, what it's going to spin up in that amount of time, we don't know, but we're in hurricane season, even though it doesn't officially start for about another month and 6 days. And if you watch every single model run, you will know that the models have been showing potential to put two different systems, either one in the Pacific and one in the Atlantic, or there have been runs where it shows two coming into the Atlantic. So this only says 157 rivers flooding right now, but I don't really trust this flood map anymore after the 3 dams broke in Michigan. Very little warning. And I'm not implying that this is going to be major, but I am saying it definitely looks like the water bodies around here are wanting to get very, very active. We've got super hot watches as like California's temperature-wise going to be on fire. I mean, it's just going to be really hot. We've got flood watches going up and down this area, and there are parts of Florida that are flooding right now. Texas is in a severe weather tornado watch for the day, and if you look at the rain over Florida, they're getting a whole lot of rain. The dark green equals heavier rain, and so we are definitely entering in a very wet period where the moisture almost pulses straight out of the ground. Here's what's happening in Florida right now. You can see that they're getting a lot of rain, and if you noticed on the river flooding map, it says that there are no rivers flooding in Florida, and I've seen evidence in photographs that says that is not true. So I don't know if the flood maps are just slow, but we've got a whole lot of moisture happening all over the USA, and then we're going to get another burst of storms that push up over here in the next 12 hours. So stay aware if that's what you'd like to do. And I do hope you are having a great day and enjoying all the amenities that people who sacrifice their lives to provide us with freedom and a better chance at a better world together gives us. Well, look at that boundary line. It is 2020. I'm smoking if you got them. I just lit one. This run actually spins up a hurricane, but puts it between Cuba and Florida. It would be a Category 1 hurricane. But we do have a lot of moisture on the map, and the tropics are just pouring out incredible amounts of moisture in the models. So it is definitely, we are on full high alert for hurricane season and flood season and plague season and people acting weird season and people just being frustrated and losing their mind season and people being mean season and people being greedy season. So it's 2020, man. And look at that giant storm that comes into California like whack, zap, pip, pat, pow. And there's a dash or two for the snow weenies who get all super excited about that kind of stuff. A little bit of everything in like a, action adventure film, I guess, except for the comedy and the romance. All right. Yeah. So I'm your Planetary Defense Commander, and I thank all the soldiers out there living and the ones that have made the ultimate sacrifice. Like I said, I wouldn't put my life on the line to give y'all the truth and help keep your defense up if you weren't willing to do the same for me. So I love, and there have been those that gave their lives so that we could have a better future and a better world. So let's try and do something with that. Politics is bullshit, man.